Tiffany Mikell is a Chicagoan till Chicago ends. That's right. She is mom to Cameron, a human, Finley, a canine, and Mixed Kitty, a cat, and is an 80s baby entrepreneur. She grew up professionally as a software engineer and data architect at Accenture. So, Noelle, see, Tiffany. I think you have something in common. You're here. So in 2011, Tiffany started venturing into tech startup land. And 8 years later, she's still in tech startup land. Her successes and failures along the social tech founder, quote unquote, journey are Googleable. Today, Tiffany runs a tech incubator and media lab on the South Side, most recently known for Appolition, that's with 2 P's, a spare change roundup app that helps bail low-income Americans out of jail. Tiffany, come on up and tell us, is it possible?
Good evening, y'all. How's it going? Hey. So I'm TJ Mikell. And as mentioned, I am a weirdo tech entrepreneur. Yeah. So I really feel seen. And there's a lot of information that's packed into your immediate response to a question or a prompt. So today, to let you know a little bit more about me and how I think, I'm going to share my immediate response to the question, is it possible? So the first thing I thought was, yeah, duh. Because as we established, I'm a software engineer, and that's how we think. I'm an 80s baby. I spent a lot of time on the internet, so I, too, Googled it. And then I also went on Stack Overflow, because I'm an engineer and a dork, and I spend time there. But as it turned out, that the most important of those things, the one that had the most information about who I am, was my automatic response. And my automatic response was yes. And what can seem was kind of trivial and not that important is actually, though, that immediate response, there's a lot packed into how I view the world and ultimately what I can actually achieve. Because what we find is that those automatic thought patterns, they're actually called cognitive distortions. They're like goggles that we wear. Goggles that we wear. I'm going to go, they're like goggles that we wear, and they're like how we view the world, right? And so I'm an entrepreneur. Every single day I take on extraordinary risks to solve really hard problems. And it actually turns out that entrepreneurs in general have a lot of cognitive distortions in common. So there's this study that just came out of Stanford that studied about 5,000 entrepreneurs, and specifically like the entrepreneurs who had solved these really tough problems, done some things that might have seemed impossible, and there were some commonalities there. The first one, personal exceptionalism, I am special. Blank heavens thinking, I see the world as my canvas, and then correct overgeneralization, which basically says I see 2 dots and I can just project a line. And you might have heard of cognitive distortions as being like a bad thing, because they are pretty dangerous. Software engineers and entrepreneurs, we're like 182% more likely to have a mood disorder. Really dangerous. But I want to focus on the good part, is that cognitive distortions are a superpower. So as an example, personal exceptionalism, I believe I am special, I believe I can do it, and then it's just a matter of time that I actually get there. I'm also a big hip-hop fan. I also like Tiny Desk. There's one that is really special to me, Moo Moo Fresh. One of her lyrics says, "Nothing is impossible." The very word says, "I'm possible." And so my message today is, if you hear the question, is it possible, and your answer is yes, then you, my friends, are correct.